Every time I make a post on social media about this brand new patch, everyone is hitting me up and saying, Skills, I gotta see these custom tactics, man. You gotta show us how you're doing it. How are you having so much success after the patch? And the truth is, lads, I've just been having so much fun on FC25. I got a skill rating of 969. It's the highest I've had the entire season. Right now, we are top 2% of elite players. We are getting very close to the 1,000 skill rating. Now, the 1,000 skill rating, lads, the skill rating we're at now is extremely crazy. This is pretty much the pro level skill rating. We're starting to get back to that level of gameplay, which is really cool. But at the same time, it's just I'm having fun. It's nothing. I'm not trying to be a competitive player. I'm not trying to be a pro player. We've done that scene. We've played the pro events. I'm not trying to do that. We are literally just playing the game and having a ton of fun. And with these custom tactics, we have really started to really play this game at a high level. Now, there's two formations that I'm using to do it. It depends on the player I'm playing against. But I can tell you right now that we've had a lot of success, man. A lot of success out of the patch. This is what I'm using. This is what I've been playing with. This is what I've been enjoying the game with. Now, I've been running the 4-2-1-3 and also the 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 is going to be one of those formations that if I match a 4-3-3 center mid with a center defensive mid, or a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-1-3 that I can't break down, that's when I switch into the 4-4-2, which gives me two strikers, which gives me a little bit more of an offensive formation, and I'm able to really cook somebody up with that one. So it comes down to whatever I'm playing against, but usually I'm chilling in the 4-2-1-3, and if my opponent can stop me, then I switch up. If not, then I stay in this. The players I'm using, I like to have anticipate on both of my center backs. This stuff is very important. Having anticipate for me has been the key to defending well, and I want you guys to understand now, lads. Okay, the game is very different. Some people like the patch, some people hate the patch. I love the patch. I think the patch was good for people who like to manually defend, and I think that it exposed a lot of people that use the AI defending mechanic. Now, I'm not saying that if you're having a hard time with this patch, it's because, hey man, you sucked at defending, get good. I'm not saying that to you. What I'm saying is it's two different mechanics, okay? The patch before, it heavily defended for you. It heavily helped you not get caught out. If you made a mistake, your defenders were able to recover. If you made a mistake, your AI could get an auto interception for you. It's not really like that no more. You can't make a mistake. You need to think what your opponent is going to do, and you need to anticipate the pass he's gonna make. And it's pretty funny, I'm talking about the anticipate badge, but that's what this patch is all about, anticipating what your opponent is gonna do. If you're clicked into your center back, and I'll show gameplay in a minute and you'll be able to see how I'm playing the elite division, and what I'll do is I'll put a whole half of football so you guys can really see how I'm defending. But I'm quickly switching into center backs with the right stick, switching with the right stick, and moving away from my opponent. And only when I think I know what he's gonna do I step in. If I can anticipate what pass he's gonna do, anticipate what skill move, then I step in and get it. On the right back and the left back, I kind of just kept it what I was doing before the patch. Crazy speed on left back and right back. And the reason for the crazy speed is really, I think about them offensively. If they can make a pass up the field, get the ball to my left wing and my right mid as quickly as possible, is what I'm going for. But these are some of the most broken custom tactics that I've been able to come up with so far. Right there is the code if you guys want to see it. Now, it really comes down to a lot of different ways to play the formation. First thing I want you guys to understand is player roles. Some people are using deep line playmaker. Some people are using the holding. It really comes down to what you feel more comfortable with, but it really comes down to one of those. You pick which one you want. Holding for me gives me pluses on my midfielders, so it's kind of smart. But holding is also gonna, as you guys can see, holding kind of covers all that. Deep line playmaker covers all of that. So deep line playmaker is gonna make your guy go more into the middle. So if you run deep line playmaker, it's more of an offensive formation. Holding is going to be more of a defensive formation, so you really got to pick there. On the left back and the right back, I'm going to keep them on fullback, bro. We're not going to touch them because, again, you don't want to have too many bodies going forward, in my opinion, because at this point, you need help defensively, right? Everyone is going to need a little bit of help defensively because it's hard to defend. We got double plus a playmaker on my boy Zidane. A lot of us got him for free. Di Maria inside forward with the double pluses, Dingo with the inside forward just one plus, and then Mbappe with the double pluses advance forward. A lot of times in game, I want to break it down to you. This is very important as well. A lot of times when I'm in game and I can't break my opponents down, this is how I switch it up. I take Mbappe to the wing position because he can play left mid. I take Zidane out the game and put Dingo, and then I bring in my boy Matamoose. This is when I go very offensive. This is with my sub at halftime. If I'm losing, what this does is it gives me 92 pace at the cam position with Dingo, so I can kind of R1 dribble going forward. A lot of speed on the wing with Mbappe. Also, I'll take out Di Maria and bring in George Best to have fresh legs at halftime if I'm losing. George Best now is going to give me crazy speed down the wing. Mbappe is going to give me stupid speed down the wing. I have Matamoose to do the finesse shot in the box, and then Dingo to R1 dribble and bring the pace up. So this is my offensive sub if I'm losing, but this is exactly what I'm doing, lads. I'm starting off with a slower cam that can pass really well. If the game's not going my way and I need the goals, then I switch up to a faster cam that can dribble and break down my opponents that way. So it's kind of how I've been doing it. Now, the 4-4-2 real quick before we jump into gameplay, let me show you my 4-4-2. My 4-4-2 is a very, very important custom tactics, by the way. I use this very heavily, okay? First of all, the way I'll show you how I line it up, I'll make a substitute and take out one of my midfielders. Clearly, I went into the 4-4-2 for a reason, right? I'm going into the 4-4-2 because I'm probably struggling to break my opponent down. So I go ahead and take out Guendouzi. I don't want a defensive mid no more. I kind of want to just have more offensive things going on here. And then I bring in Matamoose. And this is the way I'll line up. We'll have Zidane as a midfielder. We'll have the AC Milan man as a midfielder. And then we'll have our right mids and our left mids in Dingo and Di Maria. And then I'll have Matamoose and Mbappe. In this custom tactics, all right, we're going to go with balanced and high. We're then going to go with inside forward on, this is what it looks like in game. It's going to be, sorry, let me change one thing real quick. Actually, no, I don't want to change anything. I'm sorry. I apologize. Inside forward on Dingo, inside forward on Di Maria, box to box on both of these guys. And then you'll see the way it lines up. We have wing back support going on Theo Hernandez because we want him. It's an offensive formation. We want to play down the left side. So my boy is going to be getting very active offensively. It's going to leave gaps defensively. You got to be very careful with this. But this is my go for tactic. This I'm going into 4-4-2 when I get back into games. And again, Theo Hernandez is going to be pushing up the field very, very heavily. Again, balance and high. Same thing on both. I didn't show you guys on the last one. Balance and high. 70 is where I'm at. That's the line I'm playing with. But you need to understand, guys, hear me out. Understand me very carefully. The high line is going to put you in a little bit of, you understand? It's hard, man. You got to get used to the defending. Let me throw some gameplay up on the screen for y'all real quick so you guys can see, how we're getting down, how we're doing it, and how I'm defending, because a lot of people are struggling with defense. So I chose this gameplay because I am playing against my opponent who is an 830 skill rating, which for me, lads, that's a great skill rating. I know we're in the 900s and stuff like that, but I want you to understand that having above 800, that means you're winning in the elite division. And if you can win in the elite division, you are a great player, okay? You are a good FC player. Now, what I want to tell you is this. I chose this gameplay because this gameplay, I am on the back foot, okay? I am getting dominated. By the way, I'm getting dominated by a viewer. He messaged me after the game. He said, hey, keep it up, man. I love your content. And I said to him just like this, GG, brother, you are a monster. You are an absolute beast, because that's what he is. You are going to watch me get dominated. You are going to watch me get destroyed. Now, I am going to win the game, but people need to understand that this is what's going to happen with this patch. In this patch, you are going to have to defend very, very well against good opponents. And here's the thing. Buffon is going to bail me out a couple times in this. You see how manually defending he sent me to Tesco? He sent me to Walmart. He sent me to a different country. He sent me to a different area code. He dominated me right there. And that is the way FIFA should be played. A lot of people are on social media on saying that, oh, this patch, there's 37 goals a game, and it's not realistic. There's 37 goals a game if the two players that are playing each other don't know how to use the defensive mechanics that are available to you. When you have two players, first of all, I want to say my first goal is absolute cheese. When you have two players that understand how to use the defensive mechanics and understand how to play on defense and understand the I'm not saying we're good players, both of us right here. I'm saying that we understand a little bit of how to manually mark a pass. Right here, lads, he should score. But because we're in the elite division, he probably thought I'm going to move the keeper. What I did was I didn't move the keeper because I figured if I go the far post, I didn't know which way to go, so I just left it. And also, it was just such a great play from him that it deserved the goal. But he took a finesse shot with Vinicius Jr. Buffon comes up with a big save. And because of that, right here, you guys see I'm checking his gamer tag because I'm like, this kid is sick at this game. And he's been playing a very, very great game against me. So with that being said, a lot of people are saying, oh, there's so many goals being scored. Yes, depending on who you're playing. If you're playing someone that doesn't know how to defend, you're gonna see a high scoring game. If it's two players that understand how to play the game, understand the new defensive mechanics, it's gonna be a low scoring game. This game right here is gonna end like 2-1 or 3-1, something like that. It's nothing crazy, lads. You're gonna see regular gameplay of two players trying to outsmart each other, I guess is the word. When you're playing this patch, lads, you now need to think this: how can I send this guy to a different area code? The opponent that's across from me, what do I think he's going to do? That's how you have to now play the game. You now need to play the game in a way where you need to think, and this is the way FIFA's always been for a lot of the younger guys or younger girls. You guys might have not played the game back then, but let me break it down to you. The way we used to play FIFA when I was growing up was, in my head, I thought to myself, okay, I'm playing Billy, and Billy is somewhere in, you know, New York. And I need to think, what is Billy gonna do when he has the ball? Is he gonna pass it, or is he gonna do a McGeady spin? And I would think it, and I would pick which one I thought. I would then attempt to stop it. And if I guessed wrong, guess what? He probably scores. And that's the way FIFA's always been played. Here, guys, you're gonna see when I'm defending him, I'm not necessarily running at him. I'm running away from him until I think, you know what, I got him. Right there with Theo Hernandez, I ran away from Mia Hamm. And then once I saw that he was gonna do a skill move, I ran to him because I thought I could get the ball, right? A good opponent, so right here, I gotta use the wings because I know through the middle, he's not gonna let me score. He has two defensive mids, he knows how to defend, so I know I need to go through the wings, and on defense, I know that I need to try to give Mia Hamm as much space as possible, and then when she kind of makes a decision, step into it, go for the interception. Right here, you can see I'm running away from him with Corneta and trying to make my opponent run into me. Look, I never go for the tackle. Look at me, lads. I'm going away. Boom, I got him. Boom, I got him again. You understand? It's one of those things where the old patch, you would run at him because you knew that if he got by you, you could recatch Mia Hamm because your defender had 75 pace, but the catch-up mechanic was so broken and AI defending was so broken, you could always recover in a heartbeat and you could always get the ball. It don't work like that no more. If I make a mistake, my opponent's in and I'm probably not gonna be able to catch my opponent. So I'm running away from my opponent. Let my opponent have all the space in the world, but the moment that you finish your McGeady spin and I know you can't chain another skill move, that's when I'm gonna step in. The moment you make that cut where I know your player's gonna get that animation that you can't accelerate, look at me, I'm running, Mia Hamm, I'm running away from you, girl. You do you. Listen, partner, you can sit there with the ball, do your skill moves, I'm stepping away from you. I'm not trying to step into you. And the moment that I see I have the slightest opportunity at a ball, I'm stepping at it. But I do not step at it until I know I have that opportunity. Look right here, bro. I'm covering the passing lane. I'm not going to the person with the ball. I used to tell my live stream this all the time when I would play, and this is the way I've always defended. That's why I sucked at the last patch. And I played the game all right. You know, week 15, with whatever, we elite, but I'm not as good as I used to be. And the reason for me not being as good as I used to be, FIFA 20, FIFA 21, FIFA 22, I did not understand how to not switch into my center backs. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that you run around with a defensive mid and just second man press. I can't play that way. The way I play the game, and that's why this patch has been all right for me, is because I turn into my center back, right? And when I turn into my center back, I do not play the ball. I do not play the player. I play the ball. And that's why I always try to tell people, do not play the player. It doesn't matter if Zidane's on the ball. Where do I think the ball is gonna go? And that's what I play. So I try to cover passing lanes, and only when I have to do I play the player. You understand what I'm saying? I don't go to the player. I go to where I think the ball is gonna go. So here's Zidane here. I'm not gonna play Zidane. I'm gonna play the ball. And as you guys can see, my AI went to Zidane because that's where Guendouzi's supposed to be. And the moment I got close to Zidane, okay, let me go get the ball. I do not play the player, bro. I do not play the player. I play where I think the ball. Here I played the player, I got barbecue chicken. You do not play the player, bro. If you play the player, your player is most likely, if you're playing a good player, is gonna do a skill move, and you are gonna be sent to a different country, and you're not gonna be able to recover. Right here, as you guys can see with Corneta, I'm running away. I'm running away because once Mia Hamm makes the pass, okay, Mia Hamm made the pass, I know I have time to recover now. I have time to get there because the ball's in the air. My corneta can get there. But if I play the player and he gets me, I'm not gonna be able to recover. So all of that this is more important than custom tactics, bro. Custom tactics are gonna help you be able to put a player, old games, custom tactics mattered a lot. This is a new patch. This it don't matter like that. Yeah, you want a good formation. Yeah, you want good custom tactics. But at the end of the day, lads, you want to make sure that you defend. I could probably pull up in a 5-back or 3-back and be able to defend people, because now it's not so much about where you, how, and your backline line. It's how you play your backline. So be very, very, very cautious of how you play the game, because like I said, right there, I try to play the player with McMenamin, and now Mia Hamm is in there like swimwear. I got to find a way to defend her now. Look at this. I'm messed up. All because I played the ball, the player. I ran at the player with Mia Hamm, and then I was out of position with McMenamin because I got cooked. And once you got cooked, you can't recover. So it's very, very important. Now, lads, look, I just showed you a 90-minute game of me getting destroyed. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I scored 2 goals on counters, but I got smacked up. And this is gonna happen. You're not gonna dominate every single player you play against. You know what I'm saying? I could come here and show you gameplay of me beating people 8-0, but that's not where you're really gonna see how to play the patch. This is where you see how to play the patch. There's gonna be a lot of games where the person across from you is better than you, bro. Is better than you offensively, better than you skillful wise, and can do skill moves. But there's times where you gotta understand the game, and you gotta understand how to play the game. Right here for the next 5-6 minutes, guys, I'm gonna control the game. I'm like, yo, you know what? 2-0, I could let you have the ball. But now when I'm 2-1, you score one more time, we tie. I can't let you have the ball, lad. I'm sorry. And this is a view, and I feel bad, but this is football, right? I can't allow him to get the ball. I messed up and let him get the ball. I gotta find a way to defend this now. Look at what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run away from Mia Hamm with corneta. I'm trying to cover him going to Mia Hamm, and that's exactly what I do. And eventually I get the tackle because Mia Hamm took that thing. But I stayed away from Mia Hamm, and when I saw the player lock, I try to cover his passing lanes. That's all I try to do, lads. I try to cover passing lanes, and I try to stay away from my opponent, because if your opponent does a step over on you and gets by you, you are absolutely cooked. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, guys, custom tactics is gonna help you a lot. Formation's gonna help you a lot. But at the very, very end of the day, it's how you control your players. It's how you play with your team. It's how you use your Gunduzi. It's how you use your VVD. It's how you use your corneta. It's how you use them is how you're gonna be able to become and advance as a player. A lot of people say, Skills, do you love this patch? No, I love this patch. And the reason I love this patch is because being a good defender separates you now. This guy was a better offensive player than me, but because I understood how to defend him, I was able to luckily win the game, right? It gave me a chance. The other patch, lads, there was no chance. It was you defended based off of your AI defending, and then going forward offensively, it didn't matter if you were a great skillful player. It didn't matter, nothing like that. You had to break down an AI defense, and there was no reward. This game right here, win this game, I felt very rewarded. And the reason I felt very rewarded is because I understood that my opponent that sat across from me was a better offensive player than me. He was a better skiller than me. He was a better player locker player than me. But what I did was I found a way to defend him manually. My AI didn't bail me out. I bailed myself out. My Buffon saved me once or twice, but that's why we have goalies. I bailed myself out. And that makes me feel like, you know what? I did something in this game. And that's what, for me, makes this patch amazing. Guys, I haven't played one thing of Weekend League. I've been playing Rivals, and you're probably like, why? Because Rivals, with the skill rating, and I'm playing the top players, and I want to play the top players because I want to understand how to play this game in and out. And I know EA's eventually going to go back to AI defending, because I know a lot of the younger guys and girls that just started playing the game, they want help. They want to be able to, they want anybody to be able to pick up the game and play it like easy, but at the end of the day, this is, for me, it feels like a football game, because, if you're a center back in real life, you don't just stand there and then everything happens for you. You see Jimmy in front of you and you go, okay, you're defending him, and you're looking Jimmy in the eyes. And you're like, okay, is Jimmy going to go right or left? Is Jimmy going to go directly at me? And then you make a decision. You think he's going to go right, you go right. And if he hits you with a step over and goes left, guess what? That's real life. You got cooked. But in the old patch, you could bail yourself out. Your other AI defender would come down. But this is real life. This is the way real life is. If you make the wrong decision, your player is gone and he's going to score on you. And that's what football is in real life. It's all about making decisions. So hopefully this helps you guys, man. Booyah Nation, I hope these tips can help people learn how to defend it and play defending. I'm not saying I'm a good defender, okay? I'm just saying this is how I've had success with this patch. Hopefully it helps you guys, but it feels... it's the fact that I'm sitting here trying to help people learn how to defend and defend with this patch, it makes me feel like the game is fully back. Because before we didn't even have to talk about defending because defending was just, hey, hold down, second man press, you're fine. But now I don't know, the game just feels so back, man.